We are now just a week away from the start of the new school year, and Arkansas continues to feel the impact of the surging Delta variant. With 33 new hospitalizations Sunday, we are now less than 100 away from hitting a new record. Right now, there are nearly 1,300 Arkansans hospitalized with the virus. Meanwhile, our 2-week average for new cases is now over 2,000 a day. That's double what our daily average was just 2 weeks ago. And as of this afternoon, Arkansas ranks second in the country for new cases per capita, according to data from Johns Hopkins University researchers. The governor continues his efforts to educate the state on COVID-19 and the vaccine this week. He's making 2 stops on his community COVID conversations tour. He'll be in Clinton today and Camden on Thursday. Both of those events are scheduled for 6 p.m. Nationally, the 7-day average for new daily COVID infections is now about 100,000. We haven't seen numbers like that since February. The surge is overwhelming hospitals in the South and forcing communities across the country to make tough decisions about masks in schools. CBS's Deborah Alfarone has more on the ongoing surge.
COVID hospitalizations in Louisiana are at an all-time high. At Baton Rouge General Hospital, the ICU is meant to hold about 25 patients, but more than 70 COVID patients need beds. So the hospital has converted 4 hospital wings to make room. Almost all of the COVID patients are unvaccinated, like 61-year-old Douglas Allen.
You can't move because you don't have the strength.
Even still, Allen is not 100% sure he'll get a vaccine when he's able to. Doctors say the misinformation about the vaccine is difficult to combat.
You see all the misinformation out there. I can understand sometimes why they make the decisions they do. When you read those lies, they're scary to a lot of people.
The CDC says about 61% of U.S. adults are fully vaccinated. President Biden's top medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says he expects the FDA to fully approve the vaccines this month, which could lead to new vaccine requirements at the local level.
That could be colleges, universities, places of business, a whole variety, and I strongly support that.
Children under 12 are still not eligible for the vaccines, as school is set to begin. The National Institutes of Health reports over 1,400 children are currently hospitalized with COVID, the highest number ever recorded. Despite Dr. Fauci's recommendation that schools require masks in the fall, local and state officials are divided. New Jersey and California schools will require masks, but Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order banning schools from mandating masks. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Over the weekend, the president of the second largest teachers union changed her mind and now supports mandatory vaccinations for teachers to help protect kids who are too young to get vaccinated. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo facing more fallout following a report from the state's attorney general that says he sexually harassed 11 women. Cuomo denies all allegations of misconduct. In an exclusive interview with CBS this morning, Brittany Comiso, identified as executive assistant number 1 in the attorney general's report, claims he groped her twice, including once in November 2020. The incidents led her to file a criminal complaint against the governor.
Why did you file that criminal complaint with the sheriff's office?
Because it was the right thing to do. The governor needs to be held accountable.
Just that. Right now, a committee is meeting to discuss whether there are grounds for Cuomo's impeachment. While he has resisted calls to step down, his top aide announced her resignation, saying the past 2 years had been emotionally and mentally trying. A key piece of President Biden's agenda, the $1 trillion infrastructure bill, passed a major hurdle in the Senate over the weekend. Lawmakers voted 68 to 29 last night to end debate on that bill. They'll reconvene this afternoon for a possible final vote. The package includes $550 billion in spending on the nation's physical infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and broadband. There are a lot of claims about what's in that massive infrastructure bill, including one about alcohol monitoring systems like breathalyzers being mandated in new cars. The Verify team looked at the language in the bill to get a better understanding of the policy and spoke with experts for context.
The Verify team is here to clear up confusion and debunk misinformation. And when it comes to this new infrastructure bill, we've seen a lot of questions online. After all, it's more than 2,700 pages, leaving some to wonder what's actually in the bill. Take this tweet. measured to require alcohol monitors in all new cars hidden in infrastructure bill. And that's just one of many tweets that we've seen, some showing cars with breathalyzers. So let's verify what's true with the help of our sources, the Bipartisan Policy Center, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the bill itself. Let's start there on page 1066, this section titled Advanced Impaired Driving Technology. It mandates that new cars will be equipped with technology that would, quote, passively monitor the performance of a driver to accurately identify whether that driver may be impaired, and then prevent or limit operation if an impairment is detected. So we can verify that yes, that's currently in the bill. And here's the timeline, according to Zan Fishman from the Bipartisan Policy Center. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration will have up to 3 years to set the rules for what technology applies, and car companies will then have 2 to 3 years to get in compliance, although the Secretary can extend this if need be. All in all, we're talking about within the decade, but possibly a lot sooner. To learn more about what the tech might look like, we went to the advocacy group Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which has been pushing for this policy for years. Stephanie Manning says they're not talking about putting breathalyzers in every new car.
No, we're talking about passive technology where the driver just gets in the car and drives, just like today. The driver won't notice anything, won't have to take any action. We're not talking about getting police involved. We're not talking about calling the cops on anybody. That is not what this is. We're talking about preventing crashes before they happen so that the cops don't have to show up and take people to the hospital and, or worse, the morgue.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
If you have something that you want verified, send us an email, verify@thv-at-noon.com, or reach out to us on social media.